Hey everyone. Hello Fiona, you win. Great to see you. Hello Paul and Roz, welcome. How is it up in sunny Queensland? It's not sunny here anymore. We're having some very exciting weather. Let me just organise my collar. Some exciting weather here. It's got cold and rainy. Well, it's not cold actually. It's rainy and stormy and a bit miserable outside. Perfect Shiraz and curry weather, I reckon. Hopefully you can hear me. My computer's flashing at me a bit. G'day, Shell. How you doing? The smell's incredible. Black cherry, red, but the colour, yes, I need to get some wine in my glass. Absolutely. So let's get on with this. Peter's stayed behind to help serve up the curry. Bless his cotton socks. So he's going to be bringing that out in about 10 minutes, I think. We've got the McIntyre Vineyard Shiraz 2019 for our first wine for box 3 for 2024. Here we go. It's funny because I was talking to the team here about what we should put in this box, and they've gone, surely it'll be wintry by then. Let's do, hey Pete, good. Surely it'll be wintry by then. Let's do a big campaign on the Shiraz and do the McIntyre Shiraz, and we'll look at the Magic Stalk Shiraz again, which will be awesome next week. And then we were having this glorious, sunshiny, beautiful weather, and I don't mind drinking Shiraz in the sunshine, but it feels more appropriate to be having a wintry wine on a vaguely wintry day. Hello, Coddy and John. Struggling to hear me over the downpour. It hasn't quite got crazy out here. Polly's not eating her dinner still. Jill's come out with Polly's dinner because she's being a pest. Not me, not Jill. Polly's being a pest. Good evening, Anne. Cheers. So Fiona wins the prize for being the first to comment tonight. Well done. Paul and Roz, you come second. So lovely to see you. I think you've maybe not. Oh, there's Richard. You got to wave when you go on screen, Richard. You forgot. Concentrating, huh? Working, looking for cats. Hello, Marianne. Lovely to see you. Who haven't I said hello to? I said hello to Anne. Kay, g'day. How you doing? And Shell, I reckon this does smell. It's really interesting because I never think that the Shiraz smells like cherry, but as soon as I open it, it smells like black forest cake. It's like cocoa and black cherries in syrup and cocoa powder, and there's a slightly confectionery kind of character, but then there's this beautiful spiciness, which is not just black pepper. There's a bit of black pepper, but there's definitely some cinnamon sticks and what else? It's quite reminiscent to me of curry spices, which is why I thought it might be a really good match to a not too spicy curry. Cardamom, thank you, Coddy. Absolutely. But the black cherries kind of burst out, and it's really interesting because usually this wine, well, in the past, this wine has smelt more black curranty, and now it's going black cherry, and now it's, no, I don't want to do a software update in the middle of my my computer's trying to give me a software update. I'll just turn that off. But yeah, it's gone from that black currant, almost ribenery character. The leafiness has kind of faded away, and the spice and the black cherry and and it's also sort of black plums as well coming through, and that Darrell-Lee licorice is, I think, a real character of this Shiraz when it's got a little bit of bottle age on it. So I'm glad you're picking that up too, Shell. There's almost a sort of a black strap molasses kind of aromatic as well as that licorice note. And then again, that dark cocoa powder. Hello, Peter and Karen. How are you going? We're just talking about the Shiraz at the moment, which is looking fabulous. It's in a really good place, and it's one of those things that we've been selling this wine for a bit over a year now, And I always think we release things too early. And a lot of people would say, well, it's 2019, you should be selling your 21 or 22 or maybe 23. And I'm really glad that we're not. I'm really glad that we are a bit behind. It's something that we've done very much on purpose, because it needs to settle down in the bottle. It needs to kind of find its way into its Shirazness, and it's a very distinctive style. All right, I'm going in. I'm having a sip. And I get more of the current kind of plummy, juicy tanginess on the palate than I do on the nose. On the nose, it's kind of richer and rounder and softer cherry fruit. On the palate, it's really tangy. It's got a lovely, it's almost like black raspberries, but not quite. It's darker than that. And it's like plums, but with really good natural acidity as well. The spice is coming through as well. G'day, Dies. How you going? Welcome. I know it's hard to get home in time for drinks with Kate on a Thursday night these days. It's always so lovely to see you. G'day, Alison. Lovely to see you too. Cheers. And as this wine's opening up, you know, we've talked about the black cherry as you first pour it, and then the Darrelly licorice and the blackstrap molasses and all those curry spices, cardamom, cinnamon. And as it's opening up for me, I'm getting a little bit of an earthy kind of savouriness coming through now as well, which is really nice. But still with that beautiful richness. G'day, Craig. How are you going? A little bit of incense, absolutely. A slightly incense quality on the nose, a little bit leathery. There's this exotic kind of, and again, it ties in with that Indian theme that I've kind of landed on tonight. You can imagine a little bit of incense burning in the background while you're drinking this, and that's kind of wafting through all those spices. It's lovely on a warm day, but it's lovely with the rain coming down. And I think that that's bringing out that we talked previously about Chardonnay having a petrichor character, but I think that this wine as well has that that kind of parched earth kind of aromatic when the rain hits the earth, and you get that beautiful kind of lifted aromatic from the rainfall. Gee, it's looking good. And you're right, Shell, that colour is unmistakably Shiraz. It's when we're used to drinking the Pinots from Moorooduc and then you pour the Shiraz, it kind of, that colour kind of slaps you in the face. Even though the lighting here, it's just gone so dark here tonight because of the rain and clouds and things. So it's a little bit hard to see the hue of the colour, but it's certainly deep and dark and dense. And it looks velvety, it smells velvety, and it's got this beautiful velvety tannin character to it, which I think is really gorgeous. Craig, here's a weird one. I got a waft of Thai food from our holiday trying to dig through that. Ah, that's where you got your incense. Great. I missed your original character. Oh, here comes my food. Aren't you good, Pete? Thank you. Has anyone poured you a glass of wine? Not yet. Oh, wow. Right. Oh, thank you. Got it. Yep. Okay, so, guys, I'm going to try and show you this. Don't take my water away. Yeah, I'll need the water. So, Pete has put the curry in here. It's very hard to make curry look pretty, but that looks pretty delicious to me. And he's done me a little bowl of green chilies and a little bowl of chili lime pickle. Are the chilies very hot, are they? Yeah. Cool. They were labelled Hungarian chilies, which I thought meant that they were probably a bit milder than other green chilies, but Pete says they're hot, so that's good. So we'll get to that in just a moment. John wants to know if the particular spiciness of the Shiraz is a reflection of cool climate wine. Yes. Hi, Jeff. Welcome back. Shell, wild goat biryani, and the wine is washing over the green chili so well, accentuating the Yukon Gold potatoes and cashews. Don't tell Polly. Polly, they're eating cashew nuts. No, she's in a funk tonight. She's over there. No, she's over there. Hang on. Where is she? Where are you, Polly? She's there. Oh, there she is. Yeah, you can see behind that chair. She's very depressed. Don't know why. Didn't like her dinner. Very depressed. Shell, that sounds absolutely delicious. And I think that so the biryani idea, mine is that very simple biryani that I sent the link to because I didn't have a lot of time to cook tonight. So it's not a real biryani, it's sort of a cheap, but it's pretty. I had a little taste of it before. It's pretty delicious. I'm going to see how it goes with the wine in just a sec. Craig, 2019 a hotter year than normal? The Shiraz is more generous than normal. I think there's a couple of things going on, Craig. I think that the fact that the wine has got some bottle age is really helping it. But 2019 was Richard, 2019? Remind me. It was a small vintage, I remember. He's Richard, here we go, winemaker. I can drink my wine. He can tell you about 2019.
2019, up until halfway through the vintage, it was the perfect vintage. And then we got 4-day heat wave over 40 degrees. And it caused some difficulties. But, of course, the Shiraz a little bit behind Pinot Noir. And that was certainly on the vines and had that heat event. So that might well have given it a
bit of extra oomph.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And it was quite a small vintage as well, wasn't it? So, no?
Much bigger than the ones that followed.
Okay, all right. I think the wine's got really lovely concentration as well as nice ripeness and suppleness, which is pretty good. Now, what are people saying? Okay, lamb madras and butter chicken, fantastic. Fiona, you've got lamb biryani and a goat curry cheated with takeaway. That's absolutely perfectly acceptable. I think buying takeaway Indian is a very good way to go because I cheated with my spices and things. So anyway, pretty delicious. Alison, Shell's got this amazing game meat butcher. Is that right, Shell? Is that where you got your goat from? So I'm going to, because I think that this box 3, I thought I've been promising to do something a bit more focused on food and wine matching, and we've got new wines to look at. We've got a couple of wines that we've tasted before, and I think that obviously we need to focus on the wine first because wine tasting, blah blah, all that. Great, but we sort of have had an idea of how this wine should look, although I think it's changed quite a lot since last time we looked at it. Thank you, Pete. Pete's brought me some yogurt because I think he's worried that I'm going to burn my mouth with the chilies, which I very well could. So rather than just going, oh, well, this wine tastes like, and then and just having like the best wine and food match, and I'm hoping that these wine and food matches that I'm going to suggest over this box are going to be terrific as well as being a little bit challenging. So for tonight, I always think of this Shiraz as being a wine that's great with braised meat, slow cooked meat. And a curry is generally the quintessential slow cooked meat dish with lots of gravy, lots of spice, lots of flavour, and really slow-cooked meat that is super tender, fall apart. This recipe that I made was a bit of a cheat. Cut the meat up small, cooked it for a quicker period of time because it didn't have the time, and the flavours are really good. But I think that layering of flavour, the more time you can put into it, and again, if you're buying it from the local takeaway, they're probably going to do it much better than I'm going to do it at home anyway. I can't speak for anybody else because they make big batches and they've got all the spices on hand and it's their cuisine. So makes total sense. But people say that chili doesn't work with red wine. And I think often that's the case. Often chili can really fight with red wine. But I think, and tomato as well. And this, my curry's got a bit of tomato in it, as well as all the spice and the lamb and the rice and the everything. And most curries will have either a tomato base to them or a coconut cream base to them. So that's going to be quite challenging to a lot of wines. And something like a cool climate Shiraz like this that's really spicy, it's not a big, heavily tannic Shiraz because of where it's grown and how it's made. It's got this beautiful spice lift to it. It's got this beautiful juicy fruit to it and wonderful perfume to it. I just thought it would be fun to match it to a curry, a lamb curry, because I think lamb goes really, really well with this grape variety as well. It's got a sweetness and it's got a richness to it that is delicious. And I think goat probably even better. We tend to substitute lamb for goat when we can't get goat in this country, and it's really exciting that we can get the goat meat now. It's a bit more authentic and pretty delicious. Craig is saying, do you think it would work with a spinach and tomato lamb curry? So my curry has got spinach and it has tomato in it. So let me taste it again and see how it goes. Give me 2 secs. I've just put also a little bit of chili on this spoonful because I tasted it and it does have a bit of spice in it. I used a spice paste, which I wasn't sure how spicy it was, and it wasn't particularly spicy. I put a little bit more chili powder in, but it's still quite a gentle spice at the moment. So a bit of one piece of green chili on there to just spice it up a bit. Hopefully it won't take it over the edge. So that's really interesting. The green chili is very spicy. Thank you, Peter. Pete's quite sensitive to chili, and I was wondering how wussy he was being, but he wasn't being wussy at all. It's quite a spicy green chili, and I'm glad I only put one very thin slice on there. But it brings out the fruit and the spice of the wine really beautifully. I think, Craig, I've got some spinach and I've got some tomato in this dish, and I don't think it makes the wine taste metallic at all, or the food taste metallic. Because it's all been cooked together, I think that probably helps. And I think it works really, really well. So give it a go. And I think you'll probably be very pleased with the results. A little bit of, I think when you're doing a curry and you've got maybe, Pete said, have we got poppadoms? And I forgot to get poppadoms. So, but if you've got something crunchy to dip into it and to kind of break up the flavors, maybe a bit of relish or pickle. It's my fiery lime pickle, which I'm very happy to share the recipe for. It's a very good recipe. That'll make it even more spicy, and I'll taste that in a moment. But I think that the chili's hanging around for quite a while, and Pete's given me some yogurt, and by all means put some yogurt on there to kind of cool it off as well. I think those things are all going to work really well with this wine because the wine's got this lovely juicy richness to the mid palate, and the spice is amazing. So Shell is saying the pairing with caramelized onion is incredible, carries the umami for a long way. That's awesome. Kay, you've got wholemeal roti and raita, and it's doing a fine job. Excellent. Peter and Karen, we have takeaway lamb Rogan Josh, and the wine's standing up really well to spice. I think the wine is, unless you've gone for like a really super spicy, hot curry that's nothing but spice, and some people will love that with the wine, I think that would probably numb your taste buds a bit and make it a bit hard for the wine to do anything besides try and cool you down. And when it's very spicy, then the alcohol in the wine and the tannins in the wine actually make the spice more. So if you're sensitive to spice, using red wine to try and cool your mouth down in between bites of the food is going to be a little frustrating because it's going to make your mouth feel hotter. It's going to kind of stoke the flame. Paul and Roz are having boeuf bourguignon, which I think would be absolutely delicious with this as well. if you do want to have a little play with spice, because I was talking to Leonie earlier, hi Loans, and she's also got she's got cottage pie to go with this. And I said, if you've got some chili at home or some Tabasco sauce or some chili sauce or something, maybe just get that out and put a little bit on a spoonful or a forkful of your slow cooked meat dish and give it a little taste with the wine, because the wine makes the spice burn for a bit longer, but it also kind of mellows it out a bit. I think it works quite well. Peter and Karen crushed up some cardamom in the curry. I can't spell it either. With the curry, and you can definitely taste in the wine. Oh, okay, cool. I do think this wine has got a real cardamom like spice character to it, and you know, we're in this cool region growing Shiraz, making a wine that has honestly been a really difficult wine to sell on the local market because it's not what people expect Shiraz to taste like. And it's so fun when you match it to some food that it really works with. Thanks, Pete. Leave the lid off. I'm going to give myself a top up in a minute as well. It's a wine that when you see it in context with the right food, it really comes out of its shell and does really good things. Also, this wine was the star of the show while I was in the UK. Well, this wine and the Pinot Gris on skins, cardamom, it's American. Thank you. Thanks, Mom. It's sorry, I just got distracted by my food again. That it's not very good television, is it? Hang on a sec. I'm going to have a mouthful of food because it's too yummy. I'm trying it with the lime thing. Ooh. I've forgotten how tangy and salty that is. Yeah, I think my lime, what is it, Pete? Lime pickle, thank you. I'm just losing my mind with all of this spice and wine and woo. The fiery lime pickle is it challenges the wine a little bit too much to my mind. It's delicious. I would eat that on its own with a spoon any day of the week, but with the wine, it kind of overtakes the wine quite a lot because it's very spicy. It's very tangy. It's got asafoetida and all of those kind of stinky spices in it. But the curry itself, I think, is working really, really well with the, drippy bottle. Don't want to drip on the fabulous table. Okay, so Cotty's having takeaway here too. The wine worked better for us with the lamb rogan josh than the biryani. Could be just the way the restaurant cooked it. Could be. I think I missed someone's comment. Oh, Shell, you're talking about the Peru kangaroos 1 million times more tender than what you get from the supermarket. Excellent. Australian meats. There we go. Advertisement for Australian meats again. So yes, if you want any Aussie game meats, it's all online and it looks very good. I'm about to take my jumper off because I'm getting a bit warm from all the spices. Hang on a sec. Excuse me. Just getting my kit off. Sorry. Whew, that's better. So chili and what is supposed to be a relatively full-bodied tannic red wine is not supposed to work. And I think that as long as your wine has got a bit of softness and juiciness to it, it's going to be actually a really nice complement to a mild to medium chili spiced dish. Particularly if that dish has got a lot of those other Indian spices like cardamom and cinnamon in it. Exactly. I'm just checking that my buttons are done up. I was trying to be subtle about it, but yeah, no, it's okay. I think I've got everything. I think I'm okay. So it's great when you take your jumper off and all your it's a girl thing. Sorry, boys. Yes. Anyway, wine. A Shiraz like this that's got some softness. Oh, thanks, Shell. No, Pete's not my cook and my stylist, and I was actually very restrained. I've been to the hairdressers today. I've just had a new haircut, and it's got lots of spikiness on the top and shortness at the back. So I'm quite pleased with it. There you go. There's an almost 360 view. But yes, it was even spiky when I came out of the hairdressers. It was kind of crazy, which was fun. I'll learn how to do it. Watch out for spiky hair in the next few weeks. So as this wine opens up, that juiciness kind of keeps coming in waves. I think it's really delicious. I think a lot of Shirazes from warmer climates can be a little bit too tannic and a bit too big and jammy. And the thing that I love about this wine is that it's got lots of fruit, but the fruit character is slightly macerated, so slightly just kind of warmed through with a bit of sugar, but it's certainly not cooked and it's certainly not jammy. It's got this brightness and freshness and richness and ripeness to it, which I think is really delightful. And I do think that like all of our wines, unfortunately, this wine is better with that little bit of extra bottle age. So drinking the 2019 now rather than 18 months ago is it's a completely different experience. And I think for me personally, it's a much more enjoyable experience. I find when the wines are young, I can appreciate them on an intellectual level and enjoy their kind of youth and structure and potential. But this wine, I think, is starting to show its potential now, which is really awesome. Who has anyone like gone too far with the chilies and just gone, no, this doesn't work? Because for me, with the with my lime relish, lime pickle, it didn't really work with the wine. But the chili and the curry, particularly with a nice little lump of lamb on it. What did you think, Pete? You're a bit sensitive to chili. Does it work for you? Yeah, come and say hi to everyone. You never talk on the camera. Don't want to. Did you think it worked, or did you think it was too spicy? He thought it was okay. I like the lamby bits. Pete thought a mango chutney could work because it's a bit sweeter. You could be right. A little bit sweeter, a little bit less tangy. And that could work really well. Hot salami didn't work, Craig. Okay, fair enough. That's a good lesson learned. I do think hot salami is more about the spice and the meat, the chili and the meat rather than all the other spices. And I think that the other spices in an Indian dish, even like the turmeric, the earthiness of turmeric, I think works really well with a wine like this because it kind of accentuates the fruitiness and sort of helps the savouriness kind of come forward as well. Fiona's saying, I think a glass of wine after you finish the curry, when your mouth's still humming a bit, is good. Absolutely, I think that's right. I think that's right, Fiona. That everything doesn't need to be in your mouth at the same time. We get obsessed with kind of cramming everything in all at once, and like everything has to go with everything. But you have a mouthful of the food, you have a chat to the person that you're eating with, you have a sip of the wine, and with that little buzz of chili after it's gone, it kind of electrifies the wine a little bit, I find, and I think it's rather lovely. So lots of fun. Hello, Miss Pole. Have you been out in the rain again? Why are you wet? Wet dog. The little bit of black currants coming up on that wine again now for me as it is as it's sitting and interacting with the air. Everyone, Shell is recommending the venison backstraps as well from the meat people. We actually, speaking of venison, some of you might have noticed that I sent out an email to everyone this week about our June events, and we have King's Birthday Weekend, Winter Wine Weekend down here. And I think there's a few of you coming to the lunch on the Sunday, which has been booked out now for months, which is really nice. Thank you. But we're also showing the new release single vineyard Pinots here at Cellar Door and up at Red Hill as well. So if you've not been to the Red Hill tasting, it's actually quite fun. I think they've still got some tickets to sell, and it's good fun. There's a whole lot of different wineries showing their wines. There'll be some food trucks there. I'm not sure if they're food trucks or they've got a shed to work in, but there's restaurants that have come in to cater, which I think would be really fun. We are showing the 22 Robinson and the 22 McIntyre Pinot here at Cellar Door and up the hill at Red Hill on the Saturday and at Cellar Door all weekend. But we don't have any Garden Vineyard Pinot from 2022 because the deer got into the Garden Vineyard, which was very sad. And Sue and Daryl, if you're watching, hi. I think Sue and Daryl were quite keen to get in there and get us some venison. But unfortunately, their next door neighbours were not agreeable to wildlife being shot. And so the deer kind of went back into the wetlands and across to the next door neighbour's property, and we weren't able to harvest the venison meat at that moment in time. We've now put fences up, so hopefully they won't come back. I know, it would have been wonderful. We were actually quite keen. We've got, Jeremy, one of his skills is he knows how to skin and butcher a carcass, coming from a good farm background. So it would have been nice, but no, it didn't happen. But Jill's singing. Jill's having a... Jill, it's lovely to hear you singing. Would you like to sing for everyone on Drinks with Kate? Oh, that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I totally agree, Peter and Karen. I think the next door neighbours are vegan, so can't criticise them on that. It would be lovely to have Garden Vineyard venison as a local product, but I think we might be struggling to get there. Anyway, just going back up before we started talking about venison, Craig, we tend to move towards Devil Ben Creek Pinot for after curry red. I guess it's a fruit. Absolutely. And I think that's a very good way to go. So the Devil Ben Creek Pinot without any oak, with that soft tannin, that lovely bright fruit is rather delicious. With spicy food works really, really well. I just wanted to push the envelope a little bit further with this and see if we could change a few minds. Tallulah, have you come to be in the show? That's Tallulah Gumnut that you just saw walking through. She's Peter's dog. She's a very cute girl. Hello. Hey. What else have I missed? Kay, thank you. Just checked on last time we tasted this in September 2023, and it has changed. I had a rendang with it last time, and this time it's even better. Excellent. So that's very boring of me to suggest curry twice in a row with this wine, but I do think it works. So there you go. No, she's not a cat. She's a short-legged black dog, Fiona. If she comes back, I'll lift her up so she can say, "Where are you, Tallulah?" Oh, you're on the sofa. Hang on. Which sofa is she on? That one. Oh, the one behind me. No, I can't. No, can't do it. Sorry, little dog. She's black anyway. You wouldn't be able to see her. She's apparently what is she, Peter? She's a poodle, a schnoodle. She's a Schnauzer poodle cross, and we love her. Okay, Kay. So it was your idea to do it. So you're ahead of me by nearly a year with the curry with the Shiraz. Well done. Okay. On a personal note, have you signed up for WSET Level 3 yet? Sorry, put you on the spot. Just another little community notice. Anyone who's down here on the peninsula and has done WSET level 2, we've got a level 3 course coming up in it's starting in mid-June, late June, sometime soon on a Monday night. We've got a few more spots, and I think we need 3 more people for it to be viable to go ahead with. So, Kay, sign up. We would love to see you, and we'll find another couple of people to get on the course so we can go ahead with it. 17th of June, exactly. Cotty and John, you haven't done level 3 yet, have you? Be nice to see you. Okay, team. I feel like I'm running out of things to say. Oh, no, I had something else to say. One more thing, and I did send you an email about it yesterday. So if you've read it and you've already registered it, please feel free to just drink your wine and ignore me. But we are doing a lunch down at Audrey's in Sorrento this Saturday. I believe they've still got a couple of spots left. Richard's going to be joining me, so it's not just going to be me. It's going to be the what are we called? We're the fabulous duo, the A team. Richard's coming. I'll be there. The wines will be great. The menu looks amazing, and we're going to be drinking Shiraz. So that kind of loops it back into this wine very nicely. I do think this is a great slow braised meat wine. It also works really, really nicely with roasted root vegetables. If you're feeling like having a meat-free day and you just want a really lovely, rich, delicious, juicy Shiraz, it would be fabulous with some potatoes, carrots, parsnips, a bit of celeriac, maybe a bit of swede in there if you feel like it. Chop them all up about the same size, roast them in olive oil and salt and pepper and maybe some garlic bits for about an hour in a hot oven, about 200, 220 degrees. Then just have those lovely, crunchy, crispy, beautifully cooked roasted root vegetables with a glass of this wine, maybe just a dollop of creme fraiche or something on the top. Whipped feta would be nice as well. It's a fabulous wintry, vegetable-y dish, really yummy. Kay, that's all right. Birthday parties are very important. So anyone who's coming on Saturday, I look forward to seeing you then. Anyone who's coming down for King's birthday weekend the following weekend, I look forward to seeing you guys then. In the meantime, next week we'll be doing the Magic Stalks Shiraz 2021. So double Shiraz fortnight. I'm still working on my food matching, but I have a couple of cunning plans. It'll be different from tonight. We'll do something a bit more diverse, bit more differenter. And in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Shiraz, enjoy the rest of your curry, and have a lovely night. Stay out of the rain. I've got to get myself home still, which is boring. But yeah, this Shiraz is just looking better and better. I should say that we don't have a huge amount of it. And I should also say, Fiona, I'm going to have to, what did I say? What did I say, Fiona? Why am I baldrick? Blackadder is one of my favourite TV shows ever. What did I say, Peter? Bob? No. She said, okay, baldrick. I can't write. I say words and they come out of my mouth and then my brain goes blank. Anyway, I do have a cunning plan. Thank you, Fiona. I do have a cunning plan. Excellent. In the meantime, take care, everyone. Enjoy your Shiraz. Oh, no, sorry. I keep going to finish and I keep forgetting to tell you. This wine did absolutely brilliantly in England while I was over there last month. And it was one of Matthew Duke's top 100 Australian wines. We poured it for people. The sommeliers loved it. Amelia Dukes, his wife, put it on an Australian Shiraz tasting at 67 Pall Mall just after I left. And it did brilliantly there too. this is a wine that is developing very quickly, at least internationally, a bit of a cult following. It's nearly sold out. So if you do love it and you want a bit more, then don't wait too long to buy it. The 2020 will be delicious as well, but I really love the 19. It's got a very special place in my heart. It was really lovely to share it with you. So cunning, you could put a tail on it and call it a weasel. Absolutely. I particularly, as Baldrick, I like the line about how many beans have I got? Some beans and some beans makes a very small casserole. So on that note, we need to talk about 66, Craig? 67 Pall Mall? Yes, absolutely. We'll talk about that next week. Very excited to talk about those guys. I'm going to love you and leave you though now. I'm going to go and eat the rest of my curry because it's sitting here getting cold and smelling delicious. Monty Python next week. Okay, Shell, you're on. Goodness gracious, what have we done? Cheers, everyone. Have a lovely night. Drink more cool climate Shiraz. Cheers. With your curry.